Yes. So today we're having a very, very important guest today, and Dr. Manua Haruna is someone that we know is capable to do justice to our topic today. We're talking about C9, and C9, as we know, is a 9 days weight loss, weight management, and detoxification program. I remember my humble self, Lucky, and I'll be your host for tonight. And without much ado, knowing the capability of Dr. Haruna Manua, I believe that we are in safe hands, and he's going to do absolute justice to this our program for today. So thank you very much. And let's hear from Dr. Haruna Manua. And please, let's take our pens and papers out so that we can write down some salient points. And also, if we have any questions at the end of the presentation, we can always ask, and you get you'll be absolutely satisfied by the responses you get. I remember my humble self, Lucky, and over to Dr. Haruna. Is he in the house? Hello? Hello?
Hello, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, please, we can hear you wonderfully well, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Welcome everybody to this amazing presentation, which is timely and at the right time. As Mr. Loki said, my name is Dr. Manua. I'm
Yes.
a clinical doctor. And today I am grateful for having this opportunity to talk about our health. And everything comes down to the power of C9, what we call Clean9, which we'll discuss briefly after the introduction. And it is about our health and optimizing our health, meaning to say that this is the time where in times where health issues are rampantly being challenged by what we eat, and then emotional stress, physical stress, financial stress, and a lot of other things. As WHO defines health, that it is not only the absence of infirmity, it is also has to do with social problems, mental problems, emotional problems, and financial problems. So we'll start by looking at the statistics that WHO had in 2005, 2006, 2009. If we look at these 3 years, 2005, 2006, and 2009, almost 60 million deaths were recorded. 60 million deaths were recorded globally, out of which 2/3 of those deaths were as a result of preventable diseases. Meaning to say that every 3 out of 4 people that died in those years, 2005, almost 60 million people died. Same thing, 2006, almost 60 million people died. 2009, almost 60 million people died. Out of which, in each year, 3/4 of the people that died were as a result of preventable disease or preventable causes. Meaning to say that if actions were taken, if little action were taken, those 3/4 of the total death will not have happened. And throughout those years, each one, about only 9.1% of the death were as a result of fire, wars, civil wars, and then that was only that was only about a 9.1%. So what are we saying? About 75% of those deaths were as a result of preventable diseases today in Nigeria. Not only in Nigeria, in Africa. We are being challenged with what? Nutritional issues. A lot of people, including the middle class, and in some cases, including those that you would call in the upper crust of the society, are not eating the right thing. They are not eating the right food, thereby depriving their bodies of the essential nutrients that their bodies require to perform efficiently, maximally, and optimally. So this evening, we are not going to only look at one aspect of Clean 9, where people look for remedy through Clean 9 when they are overweight or when they are no.
Anybody with other health challenges now, and that is why we are on a very massive nationwide campaign on our health. Where are those people? As we have said, where are those people who are having issues that have to do with kidneys? Kidney disease is very rampant today. Why? Because we are overloading our body with a lot of toxins. Food that we are not supposed to eat, junks that we are not supposed to eat, carbonated drinks that we are not supposed to take. In fact, in the Northeast, the prevalence of kidney disease is on the higher side. Out of every 10 people, you just screen them for renal problem, kidney problem, you will find 6-7 of them having one form of kidney problem or the other. Infertility is another issue today, whereby you find a lot of women looking for a child. And it doesn't even stop there. What surprises us today in the medical world is that you will find young men of less than 35 years coming down, a lot of them coming down with infertility issues. Azoospermia, they do sperm analysis, and you will not find any motile active sperm inside. Same thing with high incidence of what? Uterine fibroid among women. This can be attributed to a lot of factors. One, late marriage. Two, taking a lot of contraceptive drugs which contain estrogen, and estrogen is a lucrative, environment for the development of fibroid in women. And then you have a lot of hormonal imbalances among women. A woman that is having regular menstruation now is menstruating twice in a month, 3 times in a month, or will not menstruate until after 3-4 months. Then you also come down to a lot of issues relating to hepatitis B. Hepatitis B is becoming a household today. Hepatitis B is becoming a household today. In fact, I have a forum whereby I had almost 400 and something participants on that platform. Could you imagine that more than half of the people on that platform are not even aware of hepatitis B? And hepatitis B is killing people in Nigeria, thereby relating it to what? Liver diseases. Liver disease is also becoming on the higher side. Another cause of liver disease is alcoholism. Social problems, mental problems, emotional problems, and the biggest of them all, financial problems, are leading a lot of people into what? Alcoholism. And that one is also a very big factor for liver disease. Then where are those people that are coming down with heart problems? A lot of people are coming down with heart problems today. Young men, young ladies, more particularly in young men, young ladies who are taking all these kind of drugs, abusive drugs, tramadol, pentazocine, this and that are dilating their heart, overworking their heart. I was surprised to find a 19-year-old lady who is coming down with cardiomegaly, heart failure. And when probed, it was learned later that it is as a result of taking abusive drugs. So what are we saying today? Today, the discussion centered around cleansing your system. Whether you have a health issue, cardiac problem, renal problem, kidney problem, liver problem, are you overweight? Are you having hormonal imbalance? Are you having diabetes type 2 or type 1? Are you having hypertensive heart disease? Or you have infertility. Are you a sickle cell disease? You need to cleanse your system. And all of this can be done with one pack of products, one pack that is globally used in over 160 different countries, which is Clean9. The beauty of that particular pack that we are introducing today is not only that it contains 5 products, which is not much. 2, it is natural. When we say natural, means it does not have any side effect. It's natural, no side effects. And 3, it is scientifically backed, meaning to say that by the principle of autophagy, it is a scientific approach to cleansing our body, to cleansing our whole system. So today, you that are participating on this platform, and your relatives, friends, neighbors, co-workers that are not here, it is high time now for you to get your pack of Clean9 and then also introduce the pack to your friends, relatives, neighbors, and co-workers. I have seen over 6 years the wonders of C9, the wonders of what? Clean9. There are people that have shed more than 20 kilograms using Clean9 twice. And if you use total cleansing using Clean9, you will shed between 5 kilograms to what? To 15 kilograms of weight. And I have seen also a women, not 1, not 2, not 3, who were having issues with infertility and subsequently conceived. If you have cardiac problem or renal problem, as I stated earlier, or you have sickle cell disease, or you have prostate problem, the first thing to do is to clear all those dead cells. Let me tell you, there was a very rich man, if I say a very, very, very rich man, who had traveled all over the globe with prostate issue. And until June 2021, when he came across Forever. And the first thing I did to him was to place him on Clean9 to cleanse the system. And that includes the prostate. And after the Clean9, I put him on prostate pack for 3 months, and behold, that man is now doing excellently well. In fact, when he went to one of the hospitals that he traveled, Germany, Saudi, German, Egypt, India, and UK, when he went to Egypt, the doctor that was seeing him before for almost 2 years was so surprised at what he took that made his residual urine volume to become less than 50 ml. And I have also seen sickle cell patients. In fact, one of them is now one of our big, distributors. A sickle cell patient of 35 years, SS, who is now doing wonderfully well and introducing the products to other people. but she started with Clean9 to clean her system completely. Detoxification is the way to go, but other people nowadays go on to detoxification using other means which are harmful to the body. But using Clean9 in 9 days, you will clean your whole system. And by and large, for people who have benefited from this Clean9, have been introducing it to other people. In fact, there is a rich man in Maiduguri who went to Kano Orthopedic Hospital, had a lot of issues. He could not move. On his fourth day, day 4 of using Clean9, he started moving. The pains that he was excruciating pains that he was experiencing, it disappeared. And today, he has become an ambassador of Clean9 to his friends. So I'm introducing Clean9 to all of us on this platform to totally cleanse our system using the 9-day detoxification program. Natural, no side effect, tested, being used in over 160 countries for over 45 years today. Thank you. So Loki, if there's questions, then we can take questions. If there are comments, other people can make comments, and while taking the questions, we will expatiate more along the line. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much,
Mr. Loki.
Thank you very, very much, Dr. Manua. I really appreciate, in fact, we have said it all in a nutshell. And we don't even need to ask much questions with regards to how you have simplified and explained successfully how this Clean9 works. And what actually intrigued me with regards to this presentation you made was that you not only made this presentation, but you also did it with evidence as well to buttress whatever claims that you had. And that shows that this is a practical example of what Clean9 can do for us. Who will not want to have his or her system get rejuvenated? I often say to some people that from what I've observed in the human body, I can actually say that we were initially intended to live forever, because we find out a lot of things that happen and go wrong in the system can actually be reversed if appropriate measures are taken. A good example is that you mentioned autophagy, which is the capability of the liver to begin to consume unwanted substances when a program like C9, which also inculcates intermittent fasting, can also help to solve issues that have to do with unwanted substances. Hello, can you hear me now? Hello?
I cannot hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you clearly.
I didn't get the question. I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now? Sorry, please, if you can hear us, can you just go to the chat room and just type yes, or I can hear you, so we can know if everybody is getting along. Okay, yes, good. So, Doctor, can you hear us now? Hello. So while we are waiting for Dr. Manua to answer our questions, it's also worthy of note that autophagy is the ability of the liver to consume unwanted substances that have been deposited in our systems. Because Clean9, which is a 9-day detoxification and weight management program, helps to achieve this via systematically inculcating intermittent fasting that helps the liver to undergo autophagy. And we all know that our liver is our detoxification center, our lab, and also the lab of our body, and a wonderful store of very essential vitamins, and even supplies, goes as far as supplying and regulating glucose in our system via glycogen, and a lot of other things like that. So this tells us that this very important organ, the liver, when detoxified, actually does wonders in our system and helps us to get closer and closer as much as possible to living longer. Since ab initio, our bodies were actually designed to live forever, and due to some substances, some situations that science cannot explain, we have found ourselves living shorter than living forever. So how do we extend our lives? One of the most important things is detoxifying our system and avoiding toxic substances from getting into our system. So Clean9 helps us to achieve this. Even they're helping us to detoxify our system, also relieves our kidneys, as aforementioned by Dr. Manua, and we all know the kidneys help to purify our blood. So you can see that our blood will also be cleaner as we take Clean9. It also helps with infertility, amongst others, and also helps us to avoid deposition of substances. It removes unwanted deposited substances in our system and helps us function better. So briefly, let us quickly go to our chat room if you have any questions. So let's see what questions we have here. Okay. Yes. Okay. Someone would like to know how Clean9 helps with regards to the heart and cardiac function. Well, you see, Clean9 has the capability to help us reverse what is called bad cholesterol, because one of the greatest enemies of the human heart and blood vessels today is high blood cholesterol. And we have good cholesterol, which is high density lipoprotein, and we have bad cholesterol, which is low density lipoprotein and very low density lipoprotein. This bad cholesterol is part of the building blocks of what actually blocks arteries, especially the ones that supply the heart, and can actually lead to such pain as it's called angina pectoris, that's heart pain, the one that is felt medially, and also leads to fatigue and other signs and symptoms that the heart is not functioning properly. So Clean9 helps us to reduce weight, and being overweight is a strong risk factor for atherosclerotic plaques like cholesterol blockage. So that's how Clean9 helps to make the heart function better by purifying the blood vessels and reading them off unwanted substances, including cholesterol and its gang, in quotes. So that's how Clean9 helps the heart to function better. So someone asked again, somebody wants to know, yes, Theodora Nadi wants to know, can Clean9 help us have flat tummy? Of course, Clean9 can help us have flat tummy. Hello, Dr. Manua, are you back? Okay, while we wait for Dr. Manua, let's continue to answer some questions, and then when he comes back, he will continue from there if there are more questions. So you see, Clean9 can help us to have a flat tummy. The question is, what causes a big tummy? What we know as big tummy oftentimes is what is popularly called the pot belly. And you can see that in science, we call that ascites. Ascites is a disease. So when you meet people that are flashing their pot bellies, they are actually flashing a disease. Now, this ascites is often caused as a result of blockage of the blood vessels that supply the liver. And there's what we call the hepatic portal vein. And that hepatic portal vein is what transfers blood from what we call from the intestine that absorbs nutrients to the liver, as we aforementioned, which is our lab, to help the liver to purify and use whatever substances have come from the intestine, from our food, and helps us to detoxify them, and undergoes a myriad of processes that if we begin to talk from now till tomorrow, we cannot finish. So you can see that when that hepatic portal vein is blocked, the contents of the blood begin to seep into the abdomen, and that is how people's stomach begin to get distended. And that is what people are flashing around and saying is ascites. Now, Clean9, as aforementioned, will help us to clean our blood vessels and allow appropriate blood flow into the liver from the mesenteric system. That's the, sorry? Are we back? Dr. Manua, are you here?
Yes, I'm back.
Okay, Dr. Manua is back. So, so that is how, so by cleaning up the blood vessels, that's how we begin to address issues that have to do with ascites, and also it also helps us to burn fats at all. So Dr. Manua, we would like you to answer a few questions. So someone was, Emaidion Ekasi is trying to know who and who can take Clean9. Over to you, Dr. Manua.
Thank you very much. Maybe he joined us late, but as we said earlier, anybody can take Clean9. In fact, even if you do not have any health challenges,
Thank you very much, Dr. Manua. So anybody can take or use Clean9. And someone is asking, can Clean9 work on paralysis? Manua, over to you, sir.
Yes, it will help. It will help, but it is in two phases. The first phase is for one to use Clean9 to detoxify. The example I earlier gave about a man in Maiduguri who went to orthopedic hospital in Kano was also an issue that has to do with his lower back pain, and which led to, inability to use both legs. But on day 4 of his Clean9, he started moving his legs. Before he finished Clean9, he started walking. And after which he was introduced to other parts, which he used for at least 5 months. But while doing Clean9, there are 2 products that we usually add, which are Active C and then Forever Hip Lotion, which will be applied in a form of physiotherapy. Yes, thank you.
Excellent, Dr. Manua. Thank you very much for that wonderful, concise, and explicit response. Now, Akaha Christopher would like to know, since intermittent fasting is part of C9 program, can an ulcer patient partake in it? And also, can one be on the program and take hypertensive medication?
For the first question is that of the person that is having ulcer and then taking doing C9. Yes, the answer is yes. The only difference here is that if the ulcer is chronic. And what we mean by chronic ulcer is ulcer that has to do with hematemesis and severe epigastric discomfort whenever something is eaten. And those kind of people, you will identify them by the fact that they had once or more than once undergone endoscopy. That is the form of chronic ulcer, which will be allowed to take their meals while doing Clean9. But if the ulcer is mild or moderate, that person, by doing Clean9, is also remedying the issue of the ulceration in the stomach lining. Therefore, it is not, the person cannot feel that hunger because there are products inside the pack, both in aloe vera gel and Forever Garcinia Plus, which will go to the hunger center and depress it, thereby giving you a sense of fullness in your stomach. And I always assure people that they will not even experience hunger while doing Clean9. And for the second person, I always tell them that there is no interaction between Forever products and then your orthodox drugs. So while you are taking your orthodox drug, there is no interaction with, forever products, because these are natural no side effects. So the person that is hypertensive can also do C9, can also do C9. But if the hypertensive heart disease is severe also, you should consult the person who introduced you to it, because you may be allowed to take off forever term from the packet, and another product will be replaced with it, like Forever Active Tea, Cardio Health, and Agi Plus in place of the Forever tab if the hypertensive heart disease is severe. But that does not mean that you will stop your antihypertensive drug. Thank you.
Excellent response, Dr. Manua. I really appreciate that response, and because that's a very practical response. I believe that the person that asked the question will be very satisfied. And in addition to that, there will be a decrease in peripheral resistance as a result of removal of cholesterol and also concomitant decrease in blood pressure. So if we are on somebody, if Bunandu Ijoma wants to know if we are on some medication like for BP and blood sugar, can one use C9? So we have addressed that of BP. So we would like to know if you can use C9 if one has high blood sugar, aka diabetes.
Yes, the person can use C9. I always say that the person can use it.
Hello, Dr. Manua. Can you hear us? Hello, sir. Sorry, if you have two devices on, kindly switch one of your devices off so that there will be less interference, static interference. So, hello, Dr. Manua, are you there, sir? Okay, so while we are waiting for Dr. Manua, with regards to high
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Go on, Dr. Manua. We're talking about diabetes and C9. Yes.
Yeah, the person having diabetes can do C9. I'm even trying to upload a slide whereby somebody with a type 1 diabetes who was placed, a young boy of about 19 years, and placed on C9, and then eventually that person's blood sugar now comes down. If you can see it on the screen. The body mass index before C9 and the fasting blood sugar before the C9. And then after the C9, drastically the blood sugar reduces to about 4.7 millimoles per liter. But actually we do not allow him to use the Forever Light Ultra. We remove the Forever Light Ultra and then we substituted it with Super Greens. And that drastically brought down the blood sugar to 4.7. Yes. Thank you.
Oh, that is I believe the person that asked that question will be wonderfully satisfied with this response. And please remember, if you have any other question that you may want to ask, kindly reach out to whomever has invited you over, and then we will, the person will know how to get the question across to the appropriate areas, places, or people, and you will get a very wonderful response. Now, is it okay to introduce Clean9 before recommending treatments to clients? So that's what Emadion Ekaso wants to find out. Now, is it okay to introduce Clean9 to patients before recommending treatments to clients? Over to you, Dr. Manua.
Actually, as a disclaimer, we should understand that Forever products are not orthodox drugs. They are natural organic products. So when you have a client who has a health challenge, you should introduce the product to the person as natural organic products, because nutrition therapy now is the way all over the globe today. You understand? Because sickness is usually as a result of deficiency or total absence of a particular nutrient or nutrients. Thereby, by replacing those nutrients, actually you are correcting a lot of other issues. There are some vitamin 6, vitamin B6, calcium, magnesium. Their deficiency in your system can lead to certain signs and symptoms. So actually, sickness actually results as a result of deficiency or total absence of a particular nutrient or nutrients in majority of cases, if we do not go the DNA way. So the person that has a particular health challenge, always what I do is I either introduce them to Clean9 if they can afford it, because it is a cleanser, a total detoxification. Sometimes people do not even come back to me when they do Clean9. And then those that cannot afford Clean9, I always start them with Forever Aloe Vera Gel. Forever Aloe Vera Gel. You understand? So anybody, whether the person wants to optimize his or her health, just to make sure that the person corrects his system, the person is okay, or if so the person is having any of the issues that we have mentioned and those that we have not even mentioned, then the person can now be introduced on Clean9 if they can afford it. Otherwise, you can start them on what? On Forever Aloe Vera Gel. So we have different packs of certain health issues. So after that, then you now choose after getting the health issue, then you apply the appropriate pack of the products that is supposed to be meant for that particular health issues. And if you have any doubt in doing that, if you are a distributor, you can refer up to your upline, who will also refer the issue to the medical team, and the medical team is always ready to answer your questions. Thank you.
Oh, this is a very, very awesome response. In fact, it's so holistic that anyone that gets hold of this recorded version definitely would most likely be satisfied, even if they did not hear everything Dr. Manua had to say. Bravo, Dr. Manua. Now, someone wants to know something here. John is asking that, saying that he has a patient that is hypertensive, diabetic, and at the same time is having paralysis as well as erectile dysfunction. And he is he wants to know if this person can use C9. And if yes, what can we include to get it right? Thank you very much. Dr. Manua, over to you.
Thank you very much for this question, and it's a straightforward question. In fact, this is the person that most need C9, Clean9 to detoxify and cleanse. And you know, erectile dysfunction can be as a result of diabetes, can be as a result of the hypertension, and can also be as a result of the partial paralysis. So is somebody that is being thrown with a single stone, the pain will be at a point, compared with somebody that is being thrown with 3 stones at a time. So you know the severity of the pain will be much. So the erectile dysfunction may be even more compared to a person with an isolated partial paralysis or an isolated hypertensive heart disease or an isolated diabetes or DM. So the person can use C9. After C9, then there is a pack. If you don't know, you ask the upline or send it to the medical team to be answered there by our experts. There are packs that simply the person can use and benefit for the 3 issues the person is experiencing. So the first thing is Clean9. After Clean9, you place him on packs or pack that will address all the 3 issues. And you know, natural products are not just like orthodox drugs that you can just take paracetamol and the headache will go. No, there are products that need to be addressed at the cellular level. There are issues that are supposed to be addressed at the cellular level. Therefore, the person must take the products for at least 6 weeks. So I almost always recommend between 6 to 12 weeks. But for those that can afford, I tell them to use them between 4 to 6 months. Or they can even now step down after that with 1 or 2 products, because these are natural organic products. So the answer is yes. The person can use C9, and secondly, after C9, then the person will now be placed on pack that will address all the 3 issues. Thank you very much.
Awesome response by Dr. Manua once again. Well, at this point in time, we cannot be surprised the way he handles these questions as if he already knew what they were, what our viewers were about to ask. And just in addition, there's something common about all these ailments. And one thing I notice here is cholesterol, because cholesterol could lead to hypertension. It could also lead to diabetes, as it's one of the great risk factors, as well as erectile dysfunction if it is affecting the blood vessels supplying the penile shaft, and can also lead to CVA or cerebrovascular accidents and stroke. I concur 100% with Dr. Manua, and we have another beautiful question coming up. And this question is about the 19-year-old patient that the ultralight was replaced with regards to his type 1 diabetes. And the person of Mr. Sani Maruf is trying to know why you changed ultralight to super greens, and wants to know if ultralight is contraindicated in type 1 diabetes. Over to you, Dr. Manua.
Thank you very much. If the diabetes is not much, I mean, if the blood sugar is controlled, there is no reason why the light ultra should be removed because of the sugar content. Though, you know, 1 scoop of that light ultra is about 600 kilocalories of energy, which is scientifically driven and can be used as a meal, a wholesome meal, whether breakfast or lunch or dinner. So, but the person that has that type 1 diabetes, the blood sugar is high, and we know the problems with type 1 diabetes, mostly they are being placed on insulin. The oral hypoglycemic agents do not usually work on them. And whether it is type 1 or type 2, if it is not controlled, we remove the light ultra because of the sugar content and replace it with super greens, because super greens, apart from other benefits that I will not mention because of time, it also regulates blood sugar. And also a Forever Actic C helps in regulation of blood sugar. And you know, blood sugar, diabetes mellitus is also related to cardiovascular issues. And also Forever Actic C is very important in cardiovascular health. So we replace the light ultra with a Forever Actic C and then Forever Super Greens. But if the sugar is controlled, whether type 1 or 2, the light ultra can be used in the C9. Thank you very much.
Fantastic, fantastic response there. And yes, very, very simple and straightforward. Oh, just a little addition there. Super Greens contains chromium picolinate, which is essential in enhancing it contains chromium picolinate, which is indicated in insulin function. So because of time, Dr. Manua may not be able to actually go further, but you can always get across to the medical team as, oh, someone is asking a very similar question. Miss Emadion Ekaso wants to know, please, how do we get access to the medical team? And also, what if we had already recommended a treatment that contains 2 to 3 bottles of aloe vera gel? Do we still need to recommend C9? So that would be our last question for tonight. And we hand over the mic once again to our powerful medical doctor, Dr. Manua. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. If you are a distributor, you can talk to your upline, and then you will be added to even the health group where you will ask your questions as a distributor and get them answered. And then secondly, there is also a platform for Clean9. That C9 Experience Group, a link has been sent out. And if you are a distributor and your clients have purchased their C9, you can equally add them to that C9 Experience platform, where they can directly ask their questions and can also see people and read other people's questions and answers. And then lastly, for the person who said, that has recommended 2 to 3 bottles of Forever Aloe Vera Gel. Actually, aloe vera gel is the magic product. And the normal in application, there is what we call product appreciation and application. Product appreciation is for you to know what the product contains, and then application means to rightly use it for a particular purpose of the client. So Forever Aloe Vera Gel, you need 4 to 6 jars, 1 liter jars of Forever Aloe Vera Gel in 1 month. But if the person cannot afford, that is when you go to 3 in a month, 2 in a month, or whatever. But the person needs between 4 to 6 jars of Forever Aloe Vera Gel to adequately penetrate the tissues and get the desired result, particularly if the person is also taking other Forever products. And in Clean9, there are 2 jars of Forever Aloe Vera Gel. And it depends on what and why the person is doing C9. In some cases, if it is for weight loss, for prostate issue, for infertility, and some other issues like that, the person may need additional 2 to 4 jars of a Forever Aloe Vera Gel to finish the 9 days. In some cases, for certain particular issue. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir. Please go on, sir.
Okay. Finally, the issue is the person can also do C9 and continue with the Forever Aloe Vera Gel. And if the person has a particular issue, then you now address that particular issue after detoxification with a particular pack that will address that issue. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Loki, for this great opportunity. Thank you.
Yes. We should be saying thank you very much, Dr. Manua. And we thank God for giving us the opportunity to have you on board tonight as an experienced medical doctor and having sound evidence about these products. I give you kudos. Now, we have another very powerful professor in the house, in the person of we're talking about a powerful person, a senior health practitioner, in fact, by senior, and she has in the name. Her name is Mrs. Ekperijin Justina, and she would like to have a word or two with us. Moderator, kindly pass the microphone over to this giant of a health practitioner. Let's hear what she has for us today. Thank you very much.
Remove this one now. Thank you so much, Dr. Dross.
Thank you. Thank God.
Mrs. Lucky, you have been so amazing. And I know you are a blessing to our generation and all the medical team. Father Manua, words are not enough to express our gratitude. All the people that be happy to facilitate, we really want to thank you. Even Shoblo, even though he's not around now, he has also been happy. All members of the medical team, Dr. Idigo, I think Mrs. Judy, and all, we want to thank you. But I want to just quickly break down how this C9 experience is going to be. We are not doing the launching now. We are doing it after the second campaign. This is just the take-off. If you have bought your C9 or you have any team member that has bought C9 or a new member that buys a C9, add the person to the C9 Experience platform. We have sent the link to all the houses, all the platforms. So connect with your upline if you are new here today and get involved. As tomorrow, we'll have one key leader on a daily basis that will be giving us talks, trying to encourage all, allowing everybody to know why we should all do C9. It's very important. If you do C9 frequently, you can actually avoid all these major ailments. You can rejuvenate from inside out. You can look younger than your age. A lot of things doctor has taught us today. We are not going back on them, but we want you to know that we actually want every Nigerian to participate in this particular C9 program. So for the 2 weeks, it will just be to promote C9 and bring in people. Then the Saturday following that next week, Wednesday, is when we will all do C9. All distributors and those we have brought in will start, but others can join us from time to time. But for those who are already distributors, if you can bring in 5 people minimum, you will get a branded either Tropilo or any of the anything that your team have decided to use to promote this program. But you are going to be added to the C9 Experience House of Fame. And I bet you it's going to go international if we all cooperate and do this thing well. All of us should, team up together now to introduce the C9 to as many people as we can. Those who can get 10 and above, of course, they will be the key leaders and they will be celebrated at the end of the 3 weeks. That's to say, like I explained, we're starting today. The whole of this week till next week, Wednesday, we have assigned daily duties to all the key leaders that will be telling us why everybody, father, wife, head of family, or brothers and sisters should all participate in C9 this period. From that experience, they will spread to others. Then we will do the launching, the starting of Saturday following next week, Wednesday. I hope we all understand, want to cooperate, want to make sure this is very, very successful. Make sure you get your C9 and you get a minimum of 5 people at the next presentation on Wednesday. All those people will be heavily celebrated, will be heavily recognized, and there will be a deep training on why everybody should do C9. I just wanted to break down the program for the whole week for all of us to know what we're about to do. So thank you once again, great leaders. Dr. Lucky, you have been a great asset, not just to us, but we are lucky you are in our team. Dr. Manua, you are one, in fact, exceptional leader from the north that is really keeping us together. So the goal, we can't thank you enough. All the people that are contributing to the success of this program of C9 Nigeria is making sure that Forever Living product is also impacting the lives of Nigerians. I want to thank you. All the diamond managers that are going to take off from tomorrow to be motivating people, to be keeping the house warm. I tell you, that house is going to be so agog. If you are not in that C9 platform, you will miss a lot. So make sure you are there, because all the information that will be given out there will be epic. All diamond managers, all the key leaders will be there. So I just wanted to mention those ones before we close. Thank you very much, everyone. And thank you, Dr. Lucky.
Thank you very much, Senior. I really, really appreciate. And worthy of note is that if you take a very close look at our very beautiful Senior, you will find out that she's looking so young and very fresh. And that is also part of the testimony we're talking about with regards to the C9 program. You will not believe her age, and I'm not going to disclose it to you. You can get across to her personally, and she will shock you when she tells you her age. Hope you are not holding a cup in your hand, as that cup may fall out of your hand. So thank you very much. And worthy of note is the fact that poverty was also mentioned as part of the reasons why we need to engage in this C9 program, because poverty leads to a lot of thinking and a lot of drinking, which can also lead to liver problems, as aforementioned by Dr. Manua. Also, poverty can also be addressed in regards to this C9 issue, as you can get across to whoever invited you to this program if you are not already on board, and you will be informed on how you can gain both health-wise and wealth-wise with regards to this, our wonderful C9 program. At this point in time, we will say very wonderful thank you to all the health practitioners, all the health team members on board today. And special thanks goes to my mentor, Dr. Clement Idigo, and my professor, Professor Ekperijim, my senior pharmacist Justina, and Dr. Manua, amongst every other person that deserves to be thanked. Tempo, we can see you at the background there holding the camera, among the camera crew. God bless you. And we also thank every member, every person that participated in this program today, and want to use this point in time to say good night and God bless you. Bye.